Something is very wrong inside the Playtime Company factory. For years, this place has been silent, abandoned, forgotten. Rusted machines sit in the darkness, and the once colorful halls are now covered in dust and shadows. But the deeper we explore the story of Poppy Playtime, the more we realize that the factory was never truly empty. Something has been watching, waiting, planning, and if the clues hidden throughout the previous chapters mean anything, Chapter 6 could finally reveal the truth behind everything that happened here. Up until now, players have faced terrifying monsters like Huggy Wuggy and the twisted and unpredictable Mommy Longlegs. Each chapter introduces a new threat, a new chase, and another horrifying secret hidden inside the walls of Playtime Co. But none of these monsters were ever the true mastermind behind the factory, because somewhere deep in the shadows, something far more intelligent has been controlling everything from the beginning, a creature known only as the Prototype. For most of the story, the Prototype has remained hidden. Players only see glimpses of it, a mechanical arm reaching out of the darkness, a silent figure collecting parts from the fallen experiments. But those small moments reveal something terrifying. The Prototype isn't just another monster. It's learning, adapting, evolving. Every time one of the factory's creatures disappears, the Prototype becomes stronger. It gathers pieces from the other experiments and slowly builds something new, something more powerful than anything the player has faced before. And that raises a chilling question. What if everything that has happened so far was part of the Prototype's plan? At the end of the previous chapter, the story takes a shocking turn. Just when it seems like the player might finally find answers, everything changes in an instant. The Prototype appears, and before the player can react, it takes Poppy. In a single terrifying moment, she disappears into the darkness of the factory, leaving the player completely powerless. That moment changes everything about the story, because now the player may have only one choice left: go deeper into the factory, much deeper than ever before. If Chapter 6 continues this path, players could finally explore the hidden parts of Playtime Company that were never meant to be discovered. Secret laboratories, forgotten test chambers, underground facilities where the company carried out its most dangerous experiments. Experiments connected to something known as the Bigger Bodies Initiative. At first, the name sounds harmless, but the clues hidden throughout the game suggest something far more disturbing. Many fans believe the living toys inside the factory were not just toys brought to life. They were once human, children. If this theory is true, then the monsters we encounter inside the factory might actually be victims of Playtime Company's experiments. Innocent lives turned into terrifying creatures. And if that's the case, then the Prototype might be the very first experiment that truly worked, which would explain why it is so intelligent and why it now controls the factory. But the Prototype might not be the only secret waiting in Chapter 6, because there is still one mystery that has never been fully explained: the player. Throughout the entire story, we never learn the full identity of the person we control. We only know that they once worked at Playtime Company before the factory was abandoned. But what if their connection to the factory goes much deeper? What if the player helped create the experiments? If that secret is revealed, returning to the factory may not just be about survival anymore. It could become a journey into the player's own past, a past filled with secrets, mistakes, and consequences. And that could lead to the most intense moment in the entire game, because sooner or later, the player will reach the deepest part of the factory, the place where the experiments first began. The machines are still running, the walls are filled with old recordings, and waiting in the darkness is the Prototype. When that moment finally comes, the truth about Playtime Company might finally be revealed. But the question is, when we finally face the Prototype, will we be ready to learn the truth?